Hi, and welcome to our first tutorial on using Google SketchUp, and specifically today we're going to look at downloading and using self-paced tutorials that are available on the SketchUp website to learn if you are a beginner to the SketchUp software. So to begin, we're going to go ahead and open up a web browser, and we're going to go ahead and search for SketchUp, and the first one up is the SketchUp home site. We're going to go ahead and click on there, and you'll notice the menu bar up at the top. We're going to look on training, and when you run your mouse over the training tab, you'll notice there's a sub menu down at the bottom. We are going to look at the self-paced tutorials. Now when this page pops up and you start to scroll down the page, you're going to notice that there are multiple tutorials for SketchUp dealing with different aspects of the software. As we start to get more involved, we're going to scroll down to the bottom and start with the introduction to SketchUp. So go ahead and click the download to Google SketchUp. You'll notice the menu pop up that you are downloading the file to your desktop, and you should have the file download somewhere onto your desktop and should look similar to this. It is a SketchUp file, so you can go ahead and double click it, and it should open up right in SketchUp on your desktop. Alright, now the first screen here we're looking at describes how these self-paced tutorials work. And as notice, they're describing that there is a row of numbers up along the top of the drawing window, in this case numbered 1 through 14. These allow you to move through the tutorial at your own pace, and if you have trouble with one aspect, you can work on it for a little bit longer, or if you are very comfortable with it, you can move on a little more quickly through the numbers. So we're going to go ahead and move on to number 2 here, and this is describing what Google SketchUp software is and what the software does if you're unfamiliar with the type of software it is. What they're letting you know here is that it's a software that was designed to be very simple, like the use of pencil and paper, but at the same time allow you to create more complex objects that show up in 3D. As we move on, they describe the toolbar and let you know a couple of the names from the tools on the toolbar. You'll notice the toolbar is located up at the top of the window, up above our numbered tabs here and above the drawing window. And we're going to go through those tools one by one as we go through this tutorial. Now the first thing they want to show up on your toolbar is the orbit command. You'll notice the icon here, and if you find that up on the toolbar and click on it, you'll notice your arrow becomes the symbol for the orbit command. Once you have the orbit command executed and you click on your mouse, you're going to notice that we start to orbit around the object. Now here they're describing that when we are orbiting, we are not moving the object at all. The object is staying stationary, and we have to realize that we are moving around the object. So now they want you to come back and orbit on your own, keeping in mind what we just mentioned, that the desk itself is not being moved. You can notice that the axes stay where they are in relationship to the desks, but we are able to look below, look behind, look on top, and the desk is staying in a stationary place. The next command is called the zoom command, and you'll notice that it has a magnifying glass as a symbol, and it's located up here. Once we click on that, again you'll notice that the arrowhead changes to the symbol. So now we're looking at the zoom command, and that allows us to zoom in or zoom out on an object. And we do that by simply clicking and dragging the mouse down to zoom out, dragging the mouse up to zoom in. We also have a command that's called the pan, and that symbol is a hand. You'll notice that up there by the orbit, between the orbit and the zoom commands. If you click on that, once again the arrow changes, and now we're able to move the object left, right, up, down in that manner. So again, now they just kind of want to review with you the zoom command, the pan command, and the orbit command. These are ways to navigate around our designs within SketchUp. Next we move on to some actual drawing commands, and we're going to begin with the rectangle tool. You'll notice the symbol that they give you here. We can find it up in our toolbox. Bring it down, it changes to a pencil showing that we are ready to draw, and shows us our little rectangle there, or square, to know that that's the command we are in right now. Now as you move it around, you'll notice it tries to snap to the different axes. Right? If you'd like to do that, we could snap right from the origin, or we can come out here in space and really start from anywhere. They have an example here. They want us to draw a couple of rectangles, so let's go ahead and do that. A larger one, smaller, and there we go. Next, they want you to go back to the orbit command and kind of orbit around. Again, keep in mind the rectangles themselves are not moving. Right? We're just rotating kind of a camera around to look at them from a different perspective. Next is kind of the meat and bones of SketchUp. This allows us to turn an ordinary 2D drawing into an actual 3D model. And we have a very simple way to do that, which is known as the push-pull command. You'll notice the push-pull command symbol is shown right here, and up above it is our toolbar. So once we click on it, we'll bring it down. We're able to click on any surface, and as the tool explains, we can push or we can pull into a 3D form. And it's really that simple. So go ahead and choose your desired height. We'll go back to the other one. We can push or pull that up or down. Notice if you drag over to this surface, it will automatically align those at the same height. It's a little shortcut. This one, let's make it a little bit shorter. So now they want you to do that on your own. So within SketchUp on your own, you can go ahead and draw your rectangle. Click on your rectangle command, draw your size. You'll notice the hidden line that pops up allows us to do a square. Otherwise, if we go in a different direction, we have a rectangle. Push-pull command, and we will pull that up. Now on the last slide here, they're showing us that we can add to or take away material using this command. So you can see we already have our rectangle. If we draw another rectangle on the top of it at a smaller size, go to our push-pull command, we can either pull that portion of it up or we can subtract it by dragging down. Now they want you to work on that on your own. You can mess around with the rectangle command, and again you can subtract that, you can add it, kind of work that on your own. And that's going to end the first tutorial we have here. I encourage you to move on. There are 5 other tutorials provided on the SketchUp website, and it will allow you to perfect the commands that are within SketchUp and create models in the future.